Here's what your favorite locomotive says about you. If your favorite locomotive is any one of these, I have a story to tell you, and tell me if it's relatable. I'm going to go all the way down to trash to goated. I'm going to tell you all the way down from ET44AHs all the way to SD70 Max. Now, if you want to see me do a different railroad other than CSX only, then comment your railroad and I might just take your suggestion if it's Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, BNSF, or CN. The rest of them are just too complicated. CP is just full of Gevos. SP is full of Jeeps. I do not know one type of Conrail except for the B40-8s, but that's about it. Anyways, let's get started. YN2s. You definitely foam for one every time it comes by, but not gonna lie, you're pretty chill if you think these are your favorite. You definitely like the old-fashioned type of locomotives if that's the case. When your friend tells you that a YN2 is leading coming towards you, you jump right in your car and act like there's no tomorrow. If you like YN2s as your favorite locomotive ever, you foam the fuck out of these locomotives. You would literally kill to see one of these. You would most likely think these are your favorite because they're very uncommon, at least where you live. And let me just say, half of you YN2 foamers can't get over the sound of these types of horns they sometimes have. Understood, the horn is beautiful and I could listen to it all day, but y'all just scream over it while the train's going by. It just kind of ruins it. This also brings us right back on what makes a foamer video. Link in the description. Let's not even talk about how crazy y'all get if a Dash 8 is painted in a YN2 scheme. Y'all always expect to see one lead, and if you see one trail, y'all call it a trail fail, which it kinda is. And you know what? Over all the flaws, y'all pretty chill. Especially the ones that are into it because of the old-fashioned. Overall, y'all pretty chill. GP38s and GP40s. If these are your favorite, you're most likely one of the older type of folks. 2, you don't foam when it's going by. 3, you most likely like it because of how little it is, its horn, or because of how unfortunately rare they're getting. Half of you probably grew up with these, and half of you just think they're cool. But not gonna lie, I have a strange feeling that if these are your favorites, you just have tons of headphones or drumsticks in your room. Or just random souvenirs that you either picked up on the road or from celebrities that were signed. You might like these because they're quote-unquote cute because they're little and pull tons of equipment in one sitting. But there still is one difference between a GP38 lover and a GP40 lover. If you're a GP38 lover, you're definitely part of the old folks and grew up with these. If you like the GP40s more, well, you're most likely a foamer that wants to catch as many of them as you can, or because you just have a random obsession with little CSX engines that pull a bunch of cars behind them. And if I was spot on with that, seek help. ET44AHs, you're a Discord mod. ES44AHs, you're a Redditor. CM44AC, you're extremely basic. Sorry to be blunt. Or you're just new to the railfan community. Because there's no way you're an old-time railfanner like me that's grown up with trains for 10 years or longer and like these new trains that are about 2 years old. With all the very cool old trains that you grew up with, this is your favorite? Really? They're rebuilt, scrapped Dash 8s. They're nothing old-fashioned. These engines are guaranteed to have a K5LA horn, but if you like these the most, you're most likely just a youngster, so don't worry about it. They are basically the rebuilt remembrances of the old Dash 8s that went to scrap. Dash 8s. You are one of two people. You're either an old-timer that was born in the 1970s but has loved trains his whole life, or you're a country kid foamer that has Doritos every 5 minutes because he feels like it with a big model train set in his basement. SD70Ms. You're smart. You know what's up. You like this train because it's so old-fashioned and because of the light style and because there's a flared version and a flat version of these SD70s. You love it because of its different horn varieties that are all goated. You're happier than ever when you see one turn around the corner and then you shape out the lights to be an SD70. Then you're sitting there doing the horn mechanism with your hands asking for the biggest horn show of your life. ES44DCs. Now there's a couple reasons why you might like these. 1, they're old-fashioned. 2, because the number just starts with 5,000. 3, you love the ES44DC special horn. All of us should. If you don't, you're a kidnapper. And 4, it just reminds you of 2015. I can relate to this, but you most likely only like the DCs that sound like this. I know. The majority of the videos were from Millennium Force, and only one was from me, but here's why. Because he was living in the 2012 era, where all of those special ES44 DCs were out. Right now, they're so rare to find. Every ES44 DC you'll see today doesn't have that special ES44 DC horn. It mainly has a normal K5LA. What am I talking about? They mainly sound like this nowadays. Here's how they sounded in 2012. Well, I mean, only so many still last today, but still, here's what they mainly sounded like in 2012. So much smoother, am I right? Well, they're most likely not around anymore because that horn is most likely pretty old. But still, it's pretty reasonable why you foam the fuck over these when they come around. SD40s. What? Just one question. Why these? Oh, I understand. They're pretty weird looking, and they might be uncommon from where you're from. Still, though, they look so cursed. I mean, the body of this locomotive is pissing me off. I mean, let's just take a look at the numbers. No one knows why they went for 6 axles instead of 4. It would have looked so much better in 4. I mean, look at the bottom. The bottom is 2 times longer than the top. The top is the body of an average GP40, but the bottom is the body of your Dash 8. Like, what? This abomination of a giant flaming pile of shit should have never even made it out of the factory, to be honest. And CSX, don't think for one moment that you're tough for the horns on these guys. These K5LAs are the worst K5LAs I've ever heard. What is that? Bro, that's not a K5LA. That's a 5KAL. What are you talking about? But if you like these, just go to a therapist. Seriously. Something's mentally wrong with you. You need help. I seriously don't give one rat shit with wings if it's an EMD or not. It's cursed, and it should be locked away immediately. That's all my yapping I'm going to do today. Maybe I'll make a part 2, I'm not sure. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I mentioned your favorite unit. If I did, tell me what it is. Today, however, is going to be no intro or outro because they're just getting so old, I'm tired of posting them. Until I get new ones, I might not even post. Which, don't worry, that shouldn't be long. But still, there's so many things I want to change with the intro and outro. But let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know if I mentioned your favorite train on here. And if I did, tell me what it was. Subscribe so you don't miss my monthly catches I post. That's right, I post my monthly trains I catch on a series every month. Be sure not to miss that. Anyways, KBD Army, that is it for today. Peace out.